Good morning, friends. For those who are new, who don't know me, I'm Dora Lee Harrison. I'm the president of the Sanctuary Council, and I'm co-leading the service today. And I'm really happy to be here with you all. I've just dropped into the chat an order of service for the day, so feel free to glance at that if you're kind of wondering what it entails, if you're new to it, or if you want to just, as an old timer, kind of remind yourself. But welcome everyone to the Living Interfaith Sanctuary. Today we're celebrating the Eid-al Fitr service, the end of Ramadan. But before we begin, I just want to acknowledge that where I'm currently sitting here in Vancouver, colonially known as Vancouver, is the lands traditionally of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and the Squamish nations. I know that many of you are on lands of other nations, so if you like, please feel free to write those nations in the chat. And always let us remember our connection to our siblings in these nations as we work and we pray for the day in which we might be in right relationship. So welcome. Welcome everyone to the Living Interfaith Sanctuary. Know that the whole of you is welcome. You're not asked to leave who you are in your own home. Please bring who you are with you into this community today. But also we ask you to remember that others here today have brought who they are as well. And all of goodwill are welcome. And now I turn over to Bruce and Cheryl to play our opening song.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come yet again, come.
Thank you. What a great way to start. Okay, time for some announcements. Today's big announcement, I know you're all excited for this, I am. The Sanctuary is launching our annual fundraising campaign starting today, and it's called Rooting for the Future, growing our roots of stability for years to come. I wanted to offer Kathy an opportunity to just speak a few words about it, if you will. And then, and I've got a couple other announcements too. So Kathy, will you tell us a little bit about rooting into the future, rooting for the
Yes.
future?
Thank you so much, Dorley. Yes, so our community has been around for 6 years. We're going into our 7th, and luckily we've really been building a wonderful foundation. The last few years, folks have really devoted a lot of time and energy with our board and also our fundraising campaigns to really support what we're doing and grow. So that now we can have more hybrid services. We can partner with other groups to do more events and interfaith kind of gatherings. And we have lots of ideas for what we'd like to do in the year ahead. So we like the idea of rooting for the future, both focusing on the future as a kind of hopeful thing and getting to live into that, but also rooting, growing our roots even deeper so we have a stronger connection. And so as part of that, we had a group reach out to us and say they'd be very happy to offer us a grant if there was an interfaith project we wanted to work on. But as part of the application process, it's helpful if we have a certain number of people who donate, like who they see that donate monthly. And so right now we have lots of folks who will come to our services a couple times a year and who like it and are very generous at that time. But then they kind of come and go, which is totally fine. But if we have more of us who show, even if it's a smaller amount, that they donate a particular amount each month, then we say, see, this is how many people we have as our ongoing members. So we're asking folks who would normally donate anyway to switch over to a monthly amount, again, even if it's quite small, so that as part of the application process, we can show that we kind of have that stability. And the one of the projects we're working on this year is we want to do an interfaith pilgrimage with some other groups, where a kind of walking pilgrimage where we organize with other faith communities and kind of do a walking tour, getting folks together and visiting different houses of worship and kind of building in community and getting to know our neighbors in that way. So that's that's the specific project that we're hoping this grant would go towards. I hope that's helpful, Dorothy.
Thank you, Kathy.
Can I
Yeah.
add something really
Oh,
quick?
yes, please, Rachel.
Yes, and as an incentive, if you donate $25 or more per month, after 6 months of donations, you get to choose one of our Living Interfaith founder, Reverend Stephen Greenbaum. One of his books will mail to you. He has 4 amazing books that he's written about interfaith. Or you can also choose a multi-faith calendar for 2026, or our Living Interfaith mug, or yeah, or we'll plant a tree in your name. So those are the options.
Thank you, Rachel. Oh, Stephen, yes.
Just quickly, for those of us who might want to donate monthly, would you send either in an email or in the chat?
Yes.
This is who you want to make it out to, and this is the address you want to send it to.
Great.
You know,
Very specific.
just very specific for those of us who need specific direction.
Thank you, Stephen. Good point. Yes. There's now currently a link in the chat. Thank you, Rachel. And starting this afternoon, our first campaign email will come out with details about what we're hoping for, and hopefully lots of the details to be able to feel confident if you would like to become one of our monthly donors. So rooting for the future. Feel free to be part of this exciting initiative. And if you feel your capacity is there financially, certainly we could take advantage of a little swag coming your way in a few months' time. So thank you. That's one of our big announcements. So there'll be several emails coming out over the next month, just encouraging. So feel free to just, if you're a regular donor, wonderful. If you're thinking about it, go ahead and read them. Each of our council members and a couple of our community members are going to be sharing their thoughts about this, what the sanctuary means to them in those emails. It's going to be quite a lovely kind of time of energy as well. Just affirming our commitment and our care for this wonderful group and the work that the Interfaith is doing in our community. So that's our big announcement. Next announcement I have, the Vancouver Vaisakhi Parade is coming on Saturday, April 12th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this is in our email that just came out a couple days ago. So join thousands of others to celebrate the Sikh New Year and the birth of Khalsa. Enjoy floats, music and other performances, as well as complimentary food and drink. Oh yes, show up, people, come on. So that's on April 12th, 11 to 5. Here in Vancouver, 8000 Ross Street in Vancouver. Also coming up, Earth Day 2025. Rachel's putting links in the chat. Thank you so much, Rachel. Earth Day 2025, this year's theme is Beyond Awareness, Take Action. And that's taking place on Tuesday, April 22nd from 5 to 9 p.m. A local event. There'll be events obviously all over. This particular event at St. Andrew's Wesley United Church downtown on 1022 Nelson Street. Join faith leaders, Indigenous elders, and community advocates and more at this free event organized by the Foundation for a Path Forward. And Rachel's dropped a little link in there. So are there any other announcements people want to share? Things happening in our community? Yes, Samir, thank you.
Yes, the next Repair Cafe is happening the coming Saturday, April 12th at Dunbar Community Center from 9:30 to 1:30. I'm going to share a link in the chat also. If you're interested in signing up, people can, bring things to get repaired for free, usually like clothing, small appliances, computers, electronics, bikes. So yeah, I'm going to be volunteering there, and maybe I'll see some of you there.
Samir, it's such a great initiative, and thank you for keeping us updated about their hosted activities. So, anything else anybody wants to share? Any other events or interfaith activities in our community? Okay, there being none, I invite us now to move into our opening prayer this morning. I'll be sharing, reading a prayer by Baba Kui of Shiraz, the Sufi poet, called In the Market, in the Cloister, Only God I Saw. Join me in prayer. In the market, in the cloister, only God I saw. In the valley and on the mountain, only God I saw. Him I have seen beside me oft in tribulation, in favor and in fortune, only God I saw. In prayer and fasting, in praise and contemplation, in the religion of the prophet, only God I saw. Neither soul nor body, accident nor substance, qualities nor causes, only God I saw. I opened my eyes, and by the light of his face around me, in all the eye discovered, only God I saw. Like a candle I was melting in his fire, amidst the flames outflashing, only God I saw. Myself with mine own eyes I saw most clearly, but when I looked with God's eyes, only God I saw. I passed away into nothingness, I vanished, and lo, I was the all-living, only God I saw. Thank you. And now time, Rachel's going to lead us in a candle lighting prayer.
For the candle lighting prayer this morning, I'll read Surah Al-Fatiha, or the opening of the Qur'an. In the name of God, merciful to all, compassionate to each. Praise be to God, Lord of the worlds, merciful to all, compassionate to each. Lord of the day of judgment, it is you we worship, and upon you we call for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom your grace abounds, not those upon whom anger falls, nor those who are lost.
Thank you, Rachel. Now, please feel free to unmute yourself and greet one another with a sign of peace. Peace, everyone. It's so lovely having you here with us this morning.
Allow
Peace.
upon everybody.
Assalamu alaikum.
Peace,
Shalom.
everyone.
Allahu Akbar.
Namaskar.
Peace, everyone.
Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, salam.
Peace, safety, and love.
Thank you, friends. Now I'll turn it over to Bruce and Cheryl for our next song. Thank you.
تقبل الله منا ومنكم عيد مبارك علينا وعليكم 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 تقبل الله ومنا ومنكم عيد مبارك علينا وعليكم تقبل الله منا ومنكم عيد مبارك علينا وعليكم.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Thank you, friends.
Okay.
Okay. This
This
morning
morning
now,
now,
we will now move into a joint affirmation. You can join me together in this. Joint affirmation this morning. We come together in peace. We sing together in joy and with love. We worship together in one house, a house with names beyond number. Our paths are many, our beliefs are as leaves, and the tree that we cleave to is nourished by the light of compassion, justice, and mutual respect. May our lives, our beliefs, and our actions help to bring about the world of love we all seek, and let it begin here. Thank you. Now we're going to take a couple moments to settle in for a short guided meditation, and then an opportunity from that to just move into some prayerfulness. So just allow yourself to settle into your seat and just listen to how my voice might guide you into perhaps a little bit more restful state on this beautiful Saturday morning. Just feel the weight of your body in your chair, maybe noticing where your feet or your legs are landing. You can allow your eyes to close or your gaze just to lower in front of you. Just allow your breath to become a little more full in your body, expanding, opening with the inhale, pouring out and emptying with the exhale. The inhale, drawing in the light of the day, the nourishment of the world around us that it does offer. Exhaling something that you may be holding, tension. Allow just to release a little bit in this moment. Just following your breath as you settle a little bit more here into this moment, into the presence of being. Just knowing that even though we're all far from one another, we are joined and connected here in our hearts, in our common hope for humanity, love for the goodness that is creation. Just being present here together. And now with this place of restfulness in our body, and openness and spaciousness, I invite us into a place of prayer in your own way, in your own words, or whatever it is that is weighing on your own mind and heart. Something in your life or in the world around us. Just in the next couple minutes here, just offering your prayers. And together we'll do this, opening our hearts to creation. Join me in your prayers. May it be so. Thank you, friends. Now I'd like to turn it over again for another song, Bruce and Cheryl.
Chalo, chalo, sabay manayan, chashana manayan, kushiyon se, ikituje ko kale lagayan, hari kagawi jitale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale. Shalo sabay manayan, jashana manayan, kushiyon se, ikutuje ko kale lagayan, hare kagalil jitale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale. Shalom, shalom, sabay manayin, manayin, kushiyon se, ikutuje ko kale lagayin, hare kagalil jitale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale, Eid Mubarak bole sapako, kushiyan milker bahantale.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. That's so joyful. Thank you. Okay, and now is the time in our service where we take a moment to share our wealth. As we mentioned earlier, we're in the beginning part of our fundraising campaign. Then, of course, your donations, whether those are one-time or hopefully we can transition more people towards the monthly donors. They go to support our small staff and our musicians. And we have very little overhead really otherwise. So we'll have a link in the chat if you would like to click and participate in sharing of your wealth with our community and the survival and functioning of our group here. And I turn it over to Bruce and Cheryl. Thank you.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you. All right, now it's my great joy and honor to welcome Sofia Ali-Khan here today. Sophia is going to be sharing a talk entitled Who I Am When No One Is Watching, drawing from a lifetime observing the Ramadan fast and from stewarding her two teens through their first full Ramadan year. And Sophia, just to say a little bit more, she's a dual national who practiced social justice law for 15 years in the US. She's the author of A Good Country, My Life in 12 Towns, and the Devastating Battle for a White America. Blended memoir and US history told through the racist movements which shaped the 12 towns Sophia called home, and tracing the origins of America's politics today. She now lives near Toronto with her family, where she's working on her first novel. That's wonderful. Sophia, thank you for being here and sharing with us Eid-al Fitr, the end of Ramadan. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really incredible to be here with you all. I just think you've cultivated such an incredible and magical community. I searched, I think, for, I want to say 47 years for a spiritual community in which I felt at home, and I can really see that you've found that and created that. So many of you here, and I think it's so beautiful. Okay, so Assalamu alaikum, peace to all of you, and Eid Mubarak. Eid-al Fitr, as you know, is the day of celebration that follows the full month of fasting during Ramadan. And I want to tell you a little bit about how the Ramadan fast works, because this year, more than many years, it came to my attention that a lot of folks just don't know what the nuts and bolts are. But mostly, I want to spend some time talking to you about what it's for, or at least what its purpose has been in my own family these days. My husband and I have fasted since we were young, and the nature of fasting has changed as we've aged because our bodies and our beings have changed so much over the years. This year, we've witnessed our children, who are 12 and 14, just begin to fast fully without so many modifications to either their fasts or their schedules while fasting. And across our different phases of life and experience, the fast has really brought home some important lessons to us this year. And I boiled them down to 3 big essential questions that we've been grappling with that I'd like to share with you today. But first, the nuts and the bolts of the fast. They come straight from the verses of the Qur'an, the text of the Qur'an. And the relevant verses tell us that fasting was prescribed for us as it has been prescribed to those before us, connecting us to other traditions. We're directed to fast for the month during which the Qur'an was revealed in its final form, quote, as a guide for humanity with clear proofs and decisive authority, again connecting us to humanity because it wasn't revealed to capital M Muslims. It was revealed as a grace and a mercy to everyone. We are to fast each day, not eating and drinking from the moment the light of dawn breaks in the sky until sundown. Most of the rest of the verses, interestingly, have to do with when not to fast and what to do if we can't fast. If we are ill or on a journey or can only fast with extreme hardship, then we're directed to feed the hungry in compensation. The more, the better. And also to make up the prescribed fasts later. Sweetly, and maybe a little hilariously, these verses end with an aside to couples, where God says, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, I know you've been getting busy with your spouses during the fast, and I don't want to make liars of you, so I forgive you and I'm allowing it. Just keep it to after the hours of fasting each day. Keep it where it belongs and don't bring it to prayer or the mosque. Seriously though, one of the most beautiful verses of the Quran appears in this section, with God saying, your spouses are a garment for you, and you are for them. In other words, they're a mercy I've given to you, a protection and a comfort. This is as it was meant to be, and it's good. It's not separate from your spiritual life. Sprinkled throughout these verses are the reasons for the fast. To learn self-restraint and how to be good. Because it's good for us in ways that are unknown and unknowable to us. To remember God, to be grateful, to correct course through consciousness of God. To abide by the limits and prescriptions that give meaning to revelation, that give rise to God consciousness. Ultimately, to create ease and diminish suffering. So those are the verses that set the logistics of the fast. And if you look carefully, you can see that it contains the seeds of what my own family grappled with this Ramadan. So the first question I want to talk about is the one that came up mostly in my kids' fast. It's a sort of coming of age question, although it's relevant to all of us. And it's the title of this talk. Who are you when no one is watching? My husband and I, Nadim and I, are pretty hands-on parents. We offer a lot of encouragement and affection, but we are not shy about setting expectations and correcting our kids. But our approach to the Ramadan fast is a little bit different. It's more of an invitation than a requirement. We approach it in the spirit of the Qur'an, which says, quote, "There is no compulsion in matters of faith." We don't ever police food or drink, even during Ramadan. And so for many years, our children have modified the fast with some advice from us, sometimes fasting half days, sometimes fasting with water, sometimes deciding not to fast from food at all because they need to work on some behavioral issues instead. Sometimes the children set an intention to fast, but fall a little bit short, find themselves eating a bit here and there, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But this year, something really magical happened. The children we could see at the very beginning had an intention to fast fully from food and drink. But the important piece was that there was no external compulsion. As a parent, I could see that this has become for my kids, as it has been for both my husband and I, an extraordinary practice of self-governance. My kids live in a mostly non-Muslim environment. Who would ever object to them eating or drinking during the day? They're away from us for 6 or 7 hours every day at school, and they have friends from all different cultures and faith traditions. They have free access. Forcing them to fast would only encourage lying, and we didn't want to make liars of them. Instead, when they were ready, they set their own intention, and then they fasted, opening and closing the fast with the prayer that comes from the first chapter of the Qur'an, which I think Rachel read earlier in the service, in which they say, "To God, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Please guide me on a straight path, and don't let me go astray." And this becomes a metaphor for the rest of their lives. Set an intention aligned with God's pleasure, which is not necessarily your own pleasure at the moment, and then strive and ask for help. The fast is an intimate one. It's endured quietly in the daylight, and it's celebrated only in the darkness. It's a covenant each of us makes individually with the divine that can't be truly measured or manipulated by anyone else. And in that striving to make and then keep our intention, our own commitment, we discover who we are when no one else is watching. We learn how to distinguish true self-restraint from conformity or fear of punishment. By asking ourselves who we are when no one's watching for 30 days, we learn what integrity is, what it looks like, where it comes from. The second question that Ramadan has gifted us, using words stolen from the great sages, folk hero Pete Seeger and singer-songwriter Natalie Merchant, as well as many union activists before them, is which side are you on? Ramadan grounds our spiritual striving in the material world. The practice of the fast is present in our bodies, in our every cell, depleted of moisture and energy throughout the day. The spent mind reflexively cries out to the divine so that we can concentrate on just one more task to get through the workday. And the body uses the movement of our prayer ritual to stay awake for just a little bit longer. In a state of fasting, we experience visceral empathy with the hungry and the tired, who are most often the most impoverished and the dispossessed. Whatever our status or whatever our wealth at any other time of year, during Ramadan, we recall with humility that the availability of food and water and shelter is only grace. That, as the Qur'an says, our every nourishment is an act of God. That our condition and our position could just as easily have been the condition and the position of the most humble creature on earth. We did not choose, we did not earn, and we were not promised. And so it's only in our interests, and certainly it is the divine mandate, that we not only feed the hungry, but demand, create, and support the laws and policies which eliminate poverty and hunger. God's bounty, after all, is freely available, and it's only our laws and policies and the way we organize our societies that put these things out of the reach of so many. The fast reminds us that the state of grace is to provide for everyone. And so the friend is the one who shares, and the enemy, if there is one, is the one who hoards. In any conflict, we understand which side is righteous easily and without confusion. We take the part of the hungry and the dispossessed against the gluttonous and the powerful, always aware that tomorrow these positions could be reversed. Our commitment transcends identity politics. It's not meant to be based on a shared race, ethnicity, culture, religion, but in that cellular experience of hunger and deprivation. We are always called to be on the side of those that most need to eat now, most need shelter today, most need protection from the injustices of this moment. Our final question, gifted by the Ramadan fast, is particularly important in North America today. What is the power of intention? The Ramadan fast teaches us that we make the world with our thoughts. In Ramadan, we make an intention, and then we turn our days completely upside down. We take the most hardwired things about our physical reality, when we eat, when we drink, when we sleep, and we do them all at the wrong times or not at all. Until by the end of the month, nothing is the same. By will alone, we change the fundamental patterns and habits of our lives. By Eid, we find that our body's desire for food is different. With it, our desires in general come into question. Our cravings and our relationship to those cravings has shifted. There's a pause before we fulfill even those things we think of as fundamental needs. We take a moment to ask, is this permissible? Is it good? Is it right? How does it affect me? And how does it affect the people around me? Is it what I actually want? We are presently witnessing the fall of a very corrupt, very exploitative empire. This might seem unrelated, but hang in there with me. This causes many of us fear because our own economy derives so much of its wealth and stability from our proximity to and affinity with our southern neighbor. Sometimes it's hard to know which way is up when the world is changing so quickly. Muslim practice offers us the concept of a qibla, the direction of prayer. In prayer, just over 2 billion Muslims around the world face the Kaaba in Mecca, no matter where in the world they are. The symbolism is clear. Half the struggle of any journey is making sure you start off in the right direction, that you make your intention. Ramadan gave me time to reflect that much of the hubris of our leaders today is a reflection of our own lack of intention, our own hubris, our own lack of integrity. All the things we justify with, that's just the way it is, or I don't have a choice. Our own willingness to accept the greed and materialism of our society as value neutral, or even sometimes good, to accept money and stuff as the driver of our decision. Our own persistent failure in the West to stand with the dispossessed instead extract resources from Indigenous people here in Canada and around the world. Our willingness to see the suffering of people in Palestine, Congo, or Sudan as distinct from our own. But Ramadan teaches us that intention can be reset at any time, in any place. It can be remade, re-enlivened. We can always turn around. Empires have always fallen, but we can set our intention towards who we will be in that context, what we will build towards, what we will demand of ourselves, our communities, and our leaders. Who will we be when no one is watching? Which side are we on? What intention will we set for the world we want to see? And will we allow ourselves to believe in the power of that intention? These three elements together, integrity, humility, and intention, are meant to shape our lives far beyond the month of fasting. Thank you so much for your time and attention this morning. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be to you all.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you. What a beautiful talk. Just feel so nourished by this wisdom of Ramadan that you've brought to us. Thank you deeply.
My pleasure.
Yeah, wonderful. I just want to let you know we'll have one more song, and then we'll end with a closing prayer. And then Sophia, if you're able to stay and chat, I'm sure others have questions as well. If you're able to stay after our service today for a few minutes.
Of course.
Wonderful, great. Okay, so one more song from Bruce and Cheryl, and then I'll offer a final prayer. So thank you.
Yamanate tafazita habana Sedana wajamata chamlana Ante handiyat min Allahilana Barendis horina lekutula sana Vakasu Walhana Hamdan lana Ya Rabbana Yamanante tafazita habana Asaydana wajamata shamlana Anta hadiyat min Allahi lana Barendis morena le kultu asana Vik asuru walhana Hamdan laka ya Rabbana Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Celebrate, let's celebrate Allah, Allah, thank you for this day Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Celebrate, let's celebrate Allah, Allah, thank you for this day Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Eid and Saeed, let's enjoy this happy day Eid and Mubarak, come on, let's celebrate Celebrate, let's celebrate Allah, Allah, thank you for this day
Let's celebrate. Thank you for this day. Thank you, Bruce and Cheryl. That was wonderful. Okay, friends, if you want to join me in a final prayer, and then we will have some time to share and reflect. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the wisdom of Ramadan, of the intention and commitment that draws us into visceral empathy and awareness of self. Thank you for the learning and teachings that have been laid out that are unknown, beyond our understanding, but gift us as humanity with the coming together and taking care of those who need it the most. Wherever our hearts turn, whatever holy tradition or sacred things that we find, may they also nourish this part of us and remind us of our connection to one another in a deep and abiding way. May it be so.